Yo, how you doing? In this video, we're gonna be talking about the latest news, going from the arrest of P. Diddy to the latest PlayStation news that we got. So I hope you got your popcorn ready, and let's go for it. So in our first topic, we have PlayStation that just came out with a lot of new updates. And in this article right here, it says that days before PS5 Pro pre-orders are set to go live, Sony put on a September State of Play event. The presentation, which started today at 6 p.m., went for 30 minutes with news on several remasters, DLC announcements, and one new PSV exclusive. Team also teased a first look at the Astro Bot DLC, but declined to give a firm release date. Sony also confirmed the rumors that Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a remaster for both PC and PS5 while sharing the November 14th release date of Horizon Lego Adventures. On the PSVR 2 front, IO Interactive showed off Hitman World of Assassination. To close out the presentation, Sony gave a first brief look at Ghost of Yotai, the next entry in Sucker Punch's Ghost series. All of that sounds very interesting, and it looks like PlayStation is coming strong with new updates for their games, and it's all the better for the gaming community. And I hope that we're really gonna get to enjoy some of those new games later on the platform as well. And also in that same topic, PlayStation also comes out with a new PlayStation, and it's not the PlayStation 6 and PlayStation 7 or something. It's a special edition PlayStation in a way, celebrating 30 years of PlayStation with a nostalgic look. So basically it's the PS5 that they are dressing up to look like the first PS that ever came out for their 30-year anniversary. And as it says here, this special version of the PS5 Pro and features throwback design elements and a legacy color scheme that pays homage to the legendary original PlayStation console. Each limited edition PS5 Pro console is individually numbered as a collector's item, and only 12,300 of them. These numbered consoles will be available for customers to purchase globally. And in here you can see 30th anniversary limited edition bundle. And so in this bundle right here, which is called the Model Group Slim, you don't get as much as in the first bundle that we saw, but still you get the whole package with not as much details in a way. But then when it comes to the wireless controllers, it looks like they innovated even the PS5 controller. And from first look, it also looks kind of like the first PS that ever came out. And to literally have that design on top of the technology that exists nowadays, it's absolutely astonishing, and it's going to be unbelievable and amazing to have one of these. Hope one of us can be at least one of the 12,000 people that will get one of these though. And this PlayStation also has a portable feature, which means you can play it remotely. And in here it says that feel the power of PlayStation in the palm of your hand and take the iconic 30th anniversary color scheme with you wherever you play with this limited edition PlayStation portable remote player. That sounds very nice to have. Hopefully the price of this PlayStation is not that expensive and crazy, because sometimes we all know that prices can go crazy with this new kind of technology, and hopefully they leave a fair chance to everybody to get that kind of console. And now we're moving into the next topic of the video, which concerns a case of a missing boy that went missing almost 70 years ago and that just got found as a grandfather nowadays. So let's look into it. What we know about the case of a missing boy found living as a grandfather 70 years later. A California boy was lured away by a bandana wearing woman while he played in a park in 1951, was found alive more than 70 years later, and is now a grandfather living on the East Coast. Luis Armando Albino was just 6 years old when he vanished from a park in West Auckland where he played with his brother Roger on February 21st, 1951. Albino was located in part because his niece took a DNA test that led her to an uncle that hadn't been seen by his family in more than half a century. Here is what we know about how Albino's incredible story. Kidnapped as a child. As Albino played with his brother, the Associated Press reported that a woman wearing a a red bandana lured him by promising to buy him candy. The AP reported that the woman spoke to the young albino, who is of Puerto Rican descent, in Spanish. Instead of buying the boy candy, however, the woman flew him across the country to the East Coast, where he was reportedly raised by another family. At the time, the Oakland Police Department told people, local authorities along with the U.S. Coast Guard and soldiers at a local army base conducted an unsuccessful search of California waterways, including the San Francisco Bay. Alequin was the first to discover a sign that her long-missing uncle was still alive. In 2020, Alequin decided to take an online DNA test for fun. When the test came back, he reported had a 22% match for a man as her uncle. Alequin looked into the man at the time but found no answers. But in February 2024, she and her daughters began searching again. Determined, Alequin went to the Oakland Public Library, the AP reported, and looked at film of old Oakland Tribune articles which showed a picture of Roger and Lewis. That's when she contacted police about opening a missing persons case. On March 18, 2024, a woman contacted OPD's missing person unit regarding the possible location and identify of her uncle, Louis Albino, who has been missing for more than 70 years. Oakland police told people the woman told our investigator that her online DNA test results matched an individual believed to be her uncle, who was kidnapped in 1951. After Alequin reported her findings to Oakland police, the search for Alequin began for the first time in many years. Then in June, Oakland police gave Alequin the good news. Her uncle had been located on the East Coast. In my heart, I knew it was him, and when I got the confirmation, I let out a big yes. Alequin was reportedly told by the police that Albino is a retired firefighter and Marine Corps veteran and is now a grandfather. Just days after he was found, the AP reported that Albino traveled to Oakland where he met his niece in person. She then drove him to Roger's home where the brothers reunited for the first time in 73 years. They grabbed each other and had a really tight, long hug. They sat down and just talked. Wow. That was a crazy story. Can you imagine disappearing for 70 years and you don't even know who your family is, and you got picked up by a random woman that misled you when you were 6, pretending that she's gonna buy you candy? Damn. Swear to God, slowly but surely, when you see cases like that, you start to lose your faith in humanity little by little. But you always gotta remember the good things about life. But hopefully, even after 70 years, they will hopefully easily find each other's way to communicating better, and hopefully they have a fun life from now on. And now let's move on to our next topic. Eileen just got back, and from one of my previous videos where I was talking about one of the most hated comedians currently right now in the entertainment industry, Elaine is one of them. So let's see what Elaine has to say now. Elaine DeGeneres admits it was devastating being labeled as mean after talk show scandal. It consumed me for a long time. I am happy not being a boss or a brand or a billboard, just a person, she says. 2 years after the Elaine DeGeneres show came up to an end, Elaine is getting candid about how toxic workplace allegations made against her affected her mental health. The allegations, first made public in a report published by BuzzFeed News in July 2020, were addressed by the comedian 66 in her final Netflix special, Elaine DeGeneres For Your Approval, which premiered on Tuesday, September 24th on Netflix. I already checked that show last night. From me to you, personally, the jokes were not that funny. And her way of trying to get back into the business, trying to justify herself, please, no more. We've had enough of Elaine DeGeneres. Can we please move on? And on that note, we're gonna move on to the next topic. And this topic is what you came for into the video. Let's go for it. Diddy got caught again. Diddy got arrested. And for this time, I hope it's not gonna be the last straw that will literally put him in jail for years upon years. But let's see what's going on first. Sean Diddy Combs was sued for sexual assault Tuesday by a woman who claims he and his bodyguard overpowered her, tied her up, and raped her at the music producer's famed Bad Boy studio in the early 2000s. Talia Graves is the 11th person to sue Combs for sexual abuse in the past year, and the first to do so since he was arrested in New York last week on federal charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. She claimed Combs filmed the assault and the video was later sold as pornography. Our goal for Talia is very simple. We want justice for her and we are looking forward to winning it. Graves' attorney Gloria Allred said at a news conference in Los Angeles on Tuesday afternoon after the civil suit was filed in New York's Southern District Court. It is long overdue for those who have caused her to suffer to be held accountable. Graves claimed that one day Combs called her to discuss her boyfriend's performance issues at work and asked if they could meet. She said in the lawsuit that Combs and his bodyguard Joseph Sherman picked her up from her mother's home to take her to the studio in an SUV. Combs allegedly sat with Graves in the back seat and offered her a glass of wine. Graves started to feel lightheaded, dizzy, and physically weak after drinking from it, according to the suit. Once they arrived at the Bad Boy studio, the suit continues. Combs led Graves to a private room where she says she lost consciousness on a couch. When Graves came to, the suit alleges she was naked and her hands were tied behind her back with what felt like a plastic bag. When she cried for help, Sherman slammed her down on what was apparently a pool table, according to the suit. Shortly therefore, Combs entered the room naked. Graves alleges that Combs raped her twice before she passed out again. When she regained consciousness, Sherman forced her to perform the filing claims. The sexual assault left Graves with serious physical injuries, according to the suit, but she feared Combs would retaliate if she reported it. She said in the lawsuit that she told her boyfriend about the attacks, but he encouraged her from reporting it because he was worried about how it would affect his career. She said she still suffers from flashbacks and nightmares. It's a constant struggle, she said. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is hard to break free. According to the lawsuit, Combs recorded video of the attack and shared the footage, which was eventually sold as pornography. Other lawsuits against Combs have accused him of recording sexual assaults, but Graves' suit is the first to claim that footage was made available for sale. Allred said at the news conference Tuesday that the whereabouts of the alleged video remain unclear. She is seeking a jury trial and damages to be determined at a later date. Graves is also asking that Combs accounts for and destroys all copies of the alleged rape video. Allred said only law enforcement and the courts, if necessary, should be allowed to view it. Damn, that's a crazy case. And it looks like Diddy's case is literally just growing bigger and bigger by the day. So now it feels like it's a matter of time until he actually goes to jail for life. And literally for doing all of this shit. Because if it's truly what happened and everything is proven by the law and by a judge, he totally deserves to go to jail and rot in jail for the rest of his life. But if he's not, we'll see. But just to say, this whole situation was already a mess and it's just getting even messier. And I just hope that the victims from all of this situation will just be able to at least live a happy life and enjoy their life and forget about the shit that happened in the past. And now on to our last topic of the video. I just wanted to give a special shout out to the actor of the Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid, Chad McQueen, who just passed away at the age of 63. Chad McQueen, son of the legendary fellow Hollywood actor Steve McQueen, has died, and he was only 63 years old. Chad McQueen's family announced his death on social media Thursday, calling his life a remarkable journey. And it truly was a remarkable journey, and for a whole bunch of people just like us, this guy will always remain the bad kid in the Karate Kid. And on that note, guys, before I go, I just wanted to leave you with a few recommendations of what I've been watching throughout this whole month and that you might like as well. And lately on Netflix, there are a few great shows. One of them is called Skywalker, and basically if you love romantic stories mixed with a little bit of extreme heights where people have to climb towers and high skyscrapers and stuff like that, I bet that's gonna be a show for you to watch. And it's on Netflix. Go check Skywalkers. And on that same note, while we're still on Netflix, go and check out one of the new limited series that just came out, I think 2 days ago, and it's called McMahon. go check it out, especially if you love wrestling. It's an insider documentary that just came out on specifically McMahon's personal life. Go check it out. Other than that, lately at the movie theater, I've been able to finally watch the new Deadpool x Wolverine, and it was okay. It was a great watch. It was a great movie to be entertained by, but it's not one of the greatest Deadpools I've seen, because for me, the greatest Deadpool ever would always remain the first one. And other than that, I would also tell you to go and watch one of the newest movies called Trap, made by Night Shyamalan, and I hope you like his kind of horror in a way / slices of life stories. And personally, I kind of liked it, but I was expecting a little bit too much out of that movie, and I didn't get to really enjoy the ending, which you will get to see as well. But still, it was a great movie to watch through and through. And so on that note, with those 4 new recommendations, hopefully you guys have something great to watch while you're with your friends or by yourself or with your family or whatever. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.